Remember video stores? Remember late fees? Those were dark times, man. Then Netflix came along and changed everything. It's crazy how this little DVD by mail company turned into a global entertainment giant. Netflix is everywhere now. Phones, tablets, TVs, you name it. They've completely changed how we watch stuff. It's a classic underdog story. Netflix started small, but they had this vision, man. They knew people were tired of the old way of doing things. They were tired of Blockbuster. They were tired of late fees. Netflix offered something better. Convenience, selection, no late fees. People loved it. Netflix started growing like crazy. They were sending out millions of DVDs. But they didn't stop there. They knew they had to keep innovating. They knew the future was in streaming. It was a gamble. But it was a gamble that paid off big time. Let's talk about Blockbuster for a second. They were the kings, man. They had it all. Thousands of stores, millions of customers. They could have crushed Netflix like a bug, but they didn't. They made some big mistakes. They didn't see the threat. They didn't adapt. Remember those late fees I was talking about? Blockbuster made a fortune off those things. People hated them. But Blockbuster didn't care. They were making too much money. Netflix was different. They listened to their customers. They knew people hated late fees, so they got rid of them. Just like that. Then there was the whole streaming thing. Blockbuster laughed it off. They thought it was a fad. They thought people would always want to go to the video store. They were wrong. Netflix saw the future. They invested in streaming early on and it paid off. The idea behind Netflix was so simple. You pick the movies you want, they mail them to you, you watch them, you mail them back. No late fees, no hassle. It was genius. People loved it. It was so much better than going to the video store. Think about it. You had to get in your car, drive to the video store, hope they had the movie you wanted, then you had to rewind it before you returned it, or else you get hit with those ridiculous late fees. Netflix was like a breath of fresh air. It was the future of entertainment. But it wasn't just about convenience. Netflix also had a huge selection of movies, way more than any Blockbuster store. They had everything, from classics to new releases. They even had documentaries and independent films. Netflix had something for everyone. Netflix was killing it with their DVD by mail business. But they knew they had to evolve. They saw the potential of streaming. The problem was, the technology wasn't quite there yet. Internet speeds were slow. Streaming quality was bad. It was a huge risk. But Netflix took the gamble. They started investing heavily in streaming technology. They partnered with electronics companies to get Netflix on as many devices as possible. They were betting big on the future. And it was a close call. There were a lot of doubters. A lot of people thought they were crazy. But Netflix believed in streaming. They knew it was the future of entertainment. And they were right. Internet speeds got faster, streaming quality got better, and people started to embrace it. The rest, as they say, is history. Section 5. Original content is King, House of Cards, and the birth of a streaming empire. Netflix knew they had to do something big to really make a splash in the streaming world. They needed a show that would get people talking, a show that would make people want to subscribe to Netflix. That show was House of Cards. It was a game changer. House of Cards was unlike anything else on TV. It was dark, it was gritty, it was addictive, and it was a huge hit. People were blown away. This wasn't just some cheap streaming show. This was quality television. Netflix had proven they could compete with the big boys, and they didn't stop there. They followed up House of Cards with other hit shows like Stranger Things, Orange is the New Black, and The Crown. Netflix was on a roll. They were producing some of the best TV shows in the world. And they were doing it all without commercials. Section 6. The data advantage. How Netflix knows what you want to watch. One of Netflix's biggest advantages is their data. They collect a ton of information about what people watch, what they like, what they don't like. They use this data to recommend shows and movies. And let me tell you, their algorithm is scary good. Think about it. Netflix knows what you watched. They know when you paused it. They even know when you skipped ahead. They use all of this information to figure out what you want to watch next. It's like they can read your mind. This data-driven approach has been key to Netflix's success. It's allowed them to create shows and movies that people actually want to watch. It's allowed them to personalize the viewing experience, and it's given them a huge advantage over their competitors. Section 7. Global domination. Netflix conquers the world. Netflix didn't stop at dominating the US market. They had their sights set on the world. They started expanding internationally. They launched in Canada, then Latin America, then Europe. Today, Netflix is available in over 190 countries. It's insane. They knew they couldn't just offer the same shows and movies everywhere. They had to adapt to local tastes. They started producing original content in different languages. They started acquiring the rights to popular local shows and movies. They were determined to win over the world. And you know what? It worked. Netflix is now a global phenomenon. They have over 230 million subscribers worldwide. They're the biggest streaming service on the planet. They've truly conquered the world. Section 8. The Future of Entertainment. Netflix's Legacy in the Streaming Wars. Netflix's impact on the entertainment industry is undeniable. They've changed how we watch TV and movies. They've killed the video store. They've forced traditional media companies to adapt. They've ushered in the age of streaming. But the streaming wars are far from over. Netflix is facing stiff competition from the likes of Disney+, HBO Max, and Amazon Prime Video. The battle for eyeballs is more intense than ever. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. One thing's for sure, Netflix is here to stay. They're a powerhouse. They've got a ton of subscribers. They're producing some of the best content out there. The future of entertainment is streaming, and Netflix is leading the charge.